Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. In today's video, guys, we are talking about a release that I was very excited for. And I'm talking about the Steelbook version of Rocky on 4K. Now, there were a couple of options you could have done with this. You could have bought the Knockout Collection, which is Rocky 1 through 4. I didn't really care for that box set. I didn't like how it had just one little picture for each movie. And that came out the same day this did, which came out, I believe, last Tuesday. So you could have got that, and you could have just got all 4 movies on 4K right then and there. But honestly, I liked the way these Steelbooks looked. And these are all getting released once a week for the next 3 weeks. So we have another one coming out, this coming up Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and one after that. And this one came out this last Tuesday. And I just like the look of the Steelbooks. I love how it's like half black and white, and color. Not too much color, more black and white with just a little bit of red. I just think it looks slick. And all the other ones look just as cool. And I like the little side. I think it's going to look great on the shelf. So I just opted to not get everything all at once in that little box set. I wanted to have everyone to have its own individual case, and I really wanted to go with these Steelbooks because I thought they looked really nice. So first off, delving into Rocky. Now, I haven't seen the original Rocky in a really long time. I want to say closer to like 15 years plus, maybe, since I've seen it. Now, going back and revisiting this movie, I started watching it. I did not remember hardly anything about it. I thought I knew the first Rocky movie pretty well, but I think I was mistaking Rocky 1 with like scenes from Rocky 2 and 3. Especially, probably Rocky 2 and 3, not 4. I know 4 pretty well, but I think Rocky 2 and 3, maybe especially the second one, there's a lot of scenes that I was picturing in my head that I was waiting to show up, and I was like, where are these scenes? And I realized that they weren't part of Rocky 1. They were like probably part of Rocky 2. So when I went in, this was almost like a whole new viewing for me. Almost like watching it for the first time because I remembered very little about this movie. Rocky is like, he drinks and smokes through the whole thing. He's collecting money for some like local kind of gangsters in the neighborhood. He's doing some unsavory shit. Like he's not like, he's a good guy, but he's doing some stuff that's not that great, not that great stuff to be doing. And I didn't remember any of that. And I thought this was pretty much just a straight boxing movie, which it is, but at the same time, this movie works on multiple different levels. It's a boxing movie, but it's really a movie about family. It's a movie about like family dysfunction. It's a movie about loyalty. It's even delves a little bit into like addiction. There's lots of different levels that this movie works on. It is definitely not just a straight boxing movie. And these were all like these little subtleties in this movie that I definitely did not remember and obviously did not pick up when I saw it many years ago. So I was very excited to actually go in kind of blind, almost like watching Rocky for the first time. And I got to tell you, it's a fantastic movie. I really liked it much more than I remembered. Obviously, I didn't really remember anything about it. Maybe I've only seen Rocky one time, and I guess I just know part 2, 3, 4, 5 a lot better than Rocky 1. But yeah, this is a fantastic film. I know that Sylvester Stallone wrote it. He did not direct this one. He directed a lot of the later installments in the franchise, but I know that he wrote this one, and I believe, I don't know, correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I heard that like his first draft for this was written in like 24 hours, which if that's true, just this storyline, I'm sure it wasn't fully tweaked and to the point of where the finished product was, But if that is true, that he wrote a first draft kind of outline in just like 24 hours, that's extremely impressive, because this movie overall is extremely impressive. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw in my background a little bit about the movie, because I thought I knew this movie pretty well, and I was wrong. And here comes a spoiler. Like, I didn't even know that Rocky didn't win at the end. I was, for some reason, thinking he beat Apollo Creed. He doesn't. That's a spoiler. He does not. It's kind of... I mean, they give it to Apollo Creed, but at the same time, I mean, it really is kind of a draw. It's pretty much a draw match, even though they give it to Apollo Creed. Like, I didn't remember any of that ending or anything. I didn't remember him smoking and drinking through the whole thing. I didn't remember him being kind of like working for a loan shark, collecting money, being kind of a tough guy. Like I didn't remember any of that stuff. So, but yeah, this movie is absolutely fantastic, and I was glad I went back to revisit it, because my thoughts that I had on this were quite far off from what this movie actually is. So, yeah, I was glad to definitely revisit it. All right, guys, so now let's delve a little bit into this specific release. So like I said, I opted to go with the Steelbook. So you get this nice picture of the Steelbook on here. You get this nice iconic back on here, which is a pretty famous scene from the movie. Then you open it up. The 4K is actually still sitting over in my player. Then you get a little bit of artwork kind of on the Blu-ray, nothing too great. And then here's your inside artwork here. It's kind of a picture from that final match at the end of the movie. Real quick, as far as like bonus features go, on here, you don't get a whole lot. I think you only get maybe like three new audio commentaries, maybe. There is not much on the J card, so there may be some other stuff on the Blu-ray disc that just was not mentioned on the J card, but the only thing that was mentioned there was these 3 new audio commentaries, which is kind of interesting, but it would have been kind of cool to have like a new documentary or some featurettes or something, which there might be, and they might just not have mentioned it on there. So I'll have to actually put in the Blu-ray and check that out for myself. Real quick, let's just go through the aspect ratio on it. They didn't really say much on the card, so I got this off the internet. This apparently came directly from Warner Brothers, who put out this release. So you got Rocky. It's 120 minutes. With this release, you get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray, you get the digital copy. It's Dolby Vision HDR10. The aspect ratio is 185:1, and the audio is DTS High Definition Master Audio 5.1. Now, with that being said, let's delve into what this actually looks and sounds like on 4K. Straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you now, my last experience with watching Rocky, like the last time I saw this, was probably either on like late night cable or some DVD version. So to plop this in on so I didn't see any of this on Blu-ray. I've never seen any of it on just standard Blu-ray. So I got to tell you, putting this into the player, I hoped it looked fantastic, and my God, it did not disappoint. This looks so good. This looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I did, before I started this video, other people have put comparisons between the 4K and like some past Blu-rays, just so I could kind of get an idea. This is going to be much darker. Not much darker, but it is definitely darker. You got that HDR10 than the standard Blu-ray. Now, that Blu-ray looked like it was a pretty good release itself, like a pretty good transfer. I thought it looked really good. This definitely looks better. You got nice, deep black levels. Fantastic detail. The grain is nicely preserved. It's very nice and even. This movie looks probably on here the best it ever has looked. This is probably the experience that they would have got if you would have went into the theater in the 1970s and saw it. Everything is just nicely preserved. It looks like a film from the 1970s, but it also just looks really well preserved, and it looks fantastic. Some 4Ks you put in there, into the player. And it kind of starts off and you're kind of like, uh-oh, I don't know, is this going to be very good? And some of them you put in, it's like, whoa, like right away, like, okay, this is going to be a good transfer. I can tell from the first scene. That's exactly what happened with this. I put it in there within the first 5 seconds of the opening scene. There was just so much detail. I was like, oh man, this is going to look really, really good. And it did not disappoint the entire movie. It looked really good. One of the scenes that really shined as far as, I mean, it's not an overly colorful film. It's kind of just a gritty film. There's lots of scenes that kind of take place at night, but I had no issue seeing that. But you do start to get some good color in some of those end scenes. Like when they're doing the final fight and Apollo comes out and he's got his full attire on. The American flag outfit, and like just like the redness of the ropes from the ring are just nice detail, nice bold colors all around. This looks fantastic. Now, like I said, if you came from watching it on Blu-ray, you're definitely going to see a difference, but you've already experienced a pretty good transfer. Now, you got to remember, my excitement for this is coming because the last time I probably saw this, I don't ever remember it looking this good. I'm sure it was either late night cable or it was DVD or something. So for me, this transfer blew my mind. Like I said, for some people who maybe know it on Blu-ray or have seen that transfer on Blu-ray, this won't blow your mind. You'll probably think it's definitely an upgrade and looks really good. But to me, this is hands down the best this film has ever looked. And I just hope that the rest of them look even half as good as this. If they look half as good as this, I'll be happy. But this first outing definitely did not disappoint. It knocked it out of the park. It was a total knockout, if you want my honest opinion. So now let's just talk about the soundtracks real quick. I had no issues with it. It was a master audio. I guess if I wanted to nitpick a little bit, I kind of feel like there were some times where it seemed a little uneven, I guess. Not that it sounded bad, but it was the master audio, but it sounded a little uneven at times. It kind of felt like some scenes were a little bit louder, some were a little bit like lower. It's kind of seemed like some scenes kind of maybe had a little bit more static. It didn't take away from what you heard. I mean, you could still hear everything. It was nice, crisp sound. You had no issues hearing anything. But it at times, it did seem just a little bit uneven. It could have just been the sound system I was playing it through. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's definitely not a deal breaker. And these are just things that I'm just nitpicking. But that could be about the only kind of negative thing that I could say about this. But other than that, it looks good, and it sounded really good as well. So, in my honest opinion, this is well worth the upgrade. Even like I said, from the transfer pictures that I saw from Blu-ray to this, you could definitely tell that this was still a massive improvement over that Blu-ray. Or not even a massive improvement, just an improvement. It is definitely darker and more detailed in this than some of those images I saw from the Blu-ray. So the only thing is too, like, you don't really get a whole lot of bonus features, not that I saw, but the lack of bonus features that you do get here, or the fact that you don't get here, they definitely make up for it with the audio and the visuals. Definitely the visuals over the audio, but the audio was pretty good too. But yeah, man, I thought it looked so good. That's where I would praise this movie, is definitely in the visuals more than anything else. So in my opinion, this is a definite must-have. I think it's one of the best 4Ks I've seen so far in 2023. Now, that's not saying a whole lot. I haven't seen a whole lot of 4Ks, but for me, this one's at the top of my list so far. It looks amazing. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments below. Did you pick this up? Are you planning on picking it up? Are you okay with just the Blu-ray? What did you think of the movie? Is the first time you've seen it? Because like I said, for me, I've seen it. But there was very little I remembered about it, so it almost was like a first-time viewing, and I loved it. But yeah, let's finish the conversation in the comments, guys. Let me know, what did y'all think of it? What did you think of this 4K? Was I right on? Was I off on my 4K thoughts on this movie? Let me know, guys. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.